The cameras caught a passionate Cristiano Ronaldo fan celebrating wildly when Lionel Messi missed a penalty in the opening minutes. For a brief moment, he believed the Argentine legend was finally about to have an off day. But football has taught us one thing: greatness always finds a response. And Messi's response was unforgettable. The Argentine superstar quickly silenced every doubt with another masterclass performance, reminding the world why he is considered one of the greatest players to ever step onto a football pitch. As the magic unfolded, Shakira, Lipa, Antonella, and countless fans couldn't contain their excitement, celebrating every brilliant touch and unforgettable moment. But the most surprising reaction came from a very special guest, Shakira and Piqué's son. Watching Messi's brilliance unfold before his eyes, he simply couldn't believe what he was seeing. His priceless expression quickly became one of the funniest and most talked about moments of the day. Stay until the end to witness the reaction that stole the spotlight and left football fans everywhere laughing.
Lionel Messi, a hat-trick in the opener, 2 more today, and we're starting to run out of words to describe him. We need another dictionary just so we can properly put in context what we're witnessing from that man right there, a GOAT who is just days shy of his 39th birthday.
It's a difference, isn't it? The difference between winning a football game and not winning a football game. Because you can argue that Austria for very long periods of time had this game under control. Then of course they go 1-0 down. That lead, in Argentina, they played that result. But this guy turning up at the right moment, scoring the goals that he's scoring, the second goal, the determination to put that ball in the back of the net. I mean, my God, he is just so good. And what a great honor, by the way, Clarence, to be here again watching.
It's a privilege, Peter, to be able to witness it live. Greatness is happening every time we see this guy. Actually, the question is, does he have any intention to stop? Because that last goal says so much about his ambition still. He's hungry. He was more hungry than all the other players looking at the ball at that time. That says everything about his mentality.
Let me just remind you that before the Algeria game, we said this was going to be his last World Cup. He did a single goal. By the way, Argentina hasn't scored 5 goals. Messi scored 5 goals.
Peter, remember Qatar. Yeah. Qatar brought them to the victory. They know what it takes. They have the winning formula, and you can read it in through the matches that sometimes they just say, okay, take your ball, we'll sit here and we'll take our moment.
Does it worry you though that it's only Messi getting the goals through 2 matches?
No, it doesn't worry me because it means that the other killers that they have, like Lautaro and Martinez, that they're still right there. Alvarez, we know these guys can all score goals. So I think that the momentum is now with Messi. They're going on that wave, but I'm sure that when it's needed, the other guys will stand up.
Plenty more still to come from Dallas. Remember, Messi missed that early penalty kick today, but quickly made amends. The dummy and then the finish. That was his 17th World Cup goal, which meant he was the top scorer in competition history. He added another one deep in stoppage time for good measure. He enjoyed his day. Dallas. Guess what, Dallas? You get Messi back here again.
Lionel Messi's magic is so powerful that it inspires people of every generation. Among the crowd was a 100-year-old grandmother who left her home to fulfill a lifelong dream, watching her football hero play with her own eyes. And what a day she chose. She witnessed Messi put on another unforgettable show, scoring twice and leading his team with the brilliance that has defined his legendary career. Every touch, every move, and every goal reminded everyone why he remains one of football's greatest icons. For a fan who had waited a lifetime for this moment, it felt like history unfolding right in front of her. But there was one question on everyone's mind. Would Messi give her his jersey after the match? The answer wasn't so simple. Throughout the game, several Austrian players were also hoping to take home the most valuable souvenir on the pitch, Messi's shirt. Such is the respect he commands that even his opponents dream of owning a piece of his legacy. Once again, the football world watched as the Argentine magician delivered another surreal performance, proving that the Messi phenomenon continues to captivate fans and players alike.
as we have just said, has become the all-time World Cup top scorer, surpassing Miroslav Klose. You can see there, he did it in the first half by 1. He's just made sure that there's a bit of daylight between him and Kylian Mbappe, who's going to be coming along a little bit later on this evening for you to see if he can get a few more to try and catch up. And having missed the penalty, it was only fitting, really, that he secured that top spot with a really beautiful goal, actually.
Yeah, and you just, after the penalty, you didn't really have any doubt that he was going to get more chances. It wouldn't knock his confidence. He's missed penalties before. Here we see him, as I said, he's alive to things straight away. And this is the patience that I'm talking about. He could sprint into the box there, but he realises, actually, I've got a better chance if I hold my position and the cutback comes to me. But if you just keep an eye on him, he comes alive there, great touch, lays it off, and then now he just slowly makes his way into the box, seeing what's going to fall to the edge of the box. I made a great dummy.
Great timing.
On this one, Vanna should have followed him. Like, from the start, he's with him, just 3-4 meters behind him. You know, he's the main threat of this team. Just follow him, like, do the 5 meters.
It's coming off an offensive throw-in for Austria. So we were talking a bit before the game that Austria could damage Argentina in transition with a bit more space, and it happened all the way around. With a throw-in, Argentina got them a bit in unorganized, and of course the quality, they score a really good goal.
Yeah, we saw them quite early on, didn't we, working their way through the press and finding a way. And obviously Messi finds a way, as he does. He had quite a few good chances actually in the first half, but that second goal coming late in the second half. Cesar, do you want to have a talk through this one for us?
Yeah, here we see Austria getting the ball in the final third. Great block by Paredes.
Transition.
Avoiding the cross. And then Messi, you know, the ball lands to him, but he's in the right position, always looking forward. Julian here has a great chance. The keeper made a good save. And here, Paredes, as Ashley mentioned, he could be shooting on goal, but Messi is close to him. And here, the rebound shows the ambition and the hunger he has to score goals. He goes
like
strong.
Yeah, always coming.
He's coming back from the right, then he goes back inside and gets in a position where he can score a goal. He could be standing out wide just after making the pass, but still he wants to get in the box and sniff the goal and get the second for him.
He's so aware of when he needs to run, when he needs to dribble, when he doesn't need to. This is, you know, conserving his energy. Yeah. Playing exactly the right amount for him within this game. You see it all over, as you say, walking at times, but then the runs come and they're very rarely wasted.
He gets alive. It's like we've seen few actions when defending, he's walking around the pitch, but even in the second goal, he's walking and he's in a position after the block from Paredes to come the ball straight to him.
Sorry, magnet man.
But that's why I think we spoke quite a few times about rest defense. When you are attacking, Austria were attacking, he was completely alone, and then they allowed him to turn, and we know how dangerous.
So you want to enjoy this one. You're on the graphic with Lionel Messi. This is most World Cup goals over the age of 35, and Olivier, you make it on there, just behind Roger Miller of Cameroon, of course. 4 and 5 for you two, now 12 for Messi, which is remarkable out of his 18. And actually, he's scored more World Cup goals after the age of 35, 12 in total, than Cristiano Ronaldo, Thierry Henry, Maradona, Rivaldo, Neymar and Harry Kane in their whole careers, never mind, you know, kind of over the age of 35. It is, you know, we talked about it ad nauseum at the beginning about how he's done this and how he's managed to actually kind of flourish almost more into the later years of his career in terms of his Argentina shirt and the World Cup stage. There is obviously, this World Cup has got more over 40-year-olds and more late 30s players than ever before, but there is something to applaud there in the way he's managed himself.
Absolutely, yeah. When you get to that age, you've got to be doing the right things day in, day out. He must spend a lot of time on his body and his physicality to be able to. I know, yes, he does walk around a lot. We've seen that, but just to go out and to perform at that level, for his touch to still be that good, for his awareness to still be that good, it's a credit to his career and his testament. And And this is the second game in the World Cup, so they've got Jordan next.
Well, and also, you've talked in this World Cup coverage about how playing in America, you realised you needed and missed the intensity of European football. And he's playing his football, obviously, in the MLS. So he's not getting that level of kind of scrutiny and intensity that he could.
I think all through his career, he didn't put too much intensity, apart when he was maybe, at the beginning at Barcelona, 17, 18, 19 years old, when he was more like a winger, But it's been a few years now, he's just like recovering when they don't have the ball, and then, he's doing his magic when the ball comes to him. So I think, he's not suffering physically, as you said, he's managing well, I think, his healthy lifestyle. He has to, because otherwise you cannot stay playing that long. But yeah, he's unbelievable.
He's also new situations. He moved from Barcelona to PSG, which was also very demanding, then moved to Inter Miami, and even on the pitch is changing.
And not a lot of injuries also. He's been lucky and physiologically blessed that he could carry on, just play games after games.
Let's have a little look at the rest of his games, Hazard, today, because actually everything, as you said, went through him. He's playing much more centrally as well.
Yeah, I don't remember many actions from Argentina that he was not involved. Even the ones that we could see was far away from it. He was always alive, kind of similar to the second goal. He keeps looking at the ball and wants to get forward. Here is just off the bounce from Lautaro, and he's getting into a shooting position, which can be very dangerous. You see now, look at striker here. Maybe he could run into the box, but he's waiting for the ball.
You should have seen that they played this ball through the lines, very centrally, and it happened so many times. So maybe no pressure was not good enough on the ball, or maybe the line was not tight enough.
Speaking about the pressure from Austria, we could see when they got it right, they recovered balls, and when they didn't, the space was quite open and they could receive. When you
find yourself in a mid-block, they should have closed more these inside balls,
71 touches, Ashley, tonight for Messi.
Yeah, so that just goes to show that he wasn't out of the game. No. So he's managing to find a balance between conserving energy, being in the right place at the right time, and then changing the tempo of the game when it's needed. You've seen in some of those clips we showed there. He's slow, and then he goes fast, and it's a quick 1-2, and it's very difficult to defend. I do agree with the lads that Austria could have done a better job in closing the gaps between the units, but it is very difficult to play against because he slows you down, he slows the tempo, and then it's on his terms when he decides to speed it up.
If there's one thing that didn't go right for him tonight, and that was the penalty. We're just going to have a look at the miss. There was a little bit going on there, wasn't there, in terms of maybe
he tried to intimidate him. But I think he did well, the keeper, because he stayed on his feet until the end. And when he looked at him, he tried to put it
He put him off, do you think?
Yeah, I think the keeper did well, but
it didn't make any difference in the end, did it?
He should have scored. He's Messi.
That's his hat-trick, isn't it? That's his hat-trick.
A bit more pressure.
Are we looking at the greatest player ever? If possible. I think that it's definitely worth the debate. We might have just witnessed the greatest player that football's ever seen.
Even behind his sunglasses, Shakira and Piqué's son couldn't hide his amazement. Lionel Messi was putting on another football masterclass, and every touch seemed to create a new moment of magic. As the Argentine genius tore through Austria's defense, the young fan suddenly took off his sunglasses, determined not to miss a single second of the show. It felt like something straight out of a superhero movie. The moment he removed his glasses, everyone around him burst into laughter. Shakira's reaction was absolutely priceless as she watched him become completely captivated by Messi's brilliance.